Everything I spit rare, we sound in that Gray Area podcast. They talk about hip hop all the way in the UK, so they gon' get props. Ooh, let me catch it once again. Every time I spit.
Kendrick is on crack. Kendrick's on crack.
Classic. You're stupid.
Kendrick's on crack.
Crack cocaine. He's on the Lucy's.
Keep that in as well.
I just need a single, man. I thought because it was last week. The Super Bowl.
Kendrick is
Don't
on
be greedy,
crack.
Theo. Don't be greedy. It'll come.
No, I need something, man. It's been far too long, man. The guy is hyping me way too much.
It's coming this year. It has to. I thought he would have dropped it by the Super Bowl.
It's coming this year. You can tell he's lining up for it. In Gemini season, that's when I think it drops.
What, June?
Yeah, I think so.
Boy.
Let's get this shit. Let's get this shit. Let's get this shit. Let's.
Had to do it. Just quickly before we get into the episode, we are all aware of the numerous allegations and, the history of domestic violence associated with Dr. Dre, things that he's commented on himself. Just to clarify for people, we are not celebrating the man. We are here to talk about the Super Bowl halftime performance, about the careers that he has helped sort of ignite and pave the way for, and just celebrate the music. Maybe another day we'll talk about the more sensitive topics and that fine line between artistry and, the actions and the behaviors of these people. But that's not today. So if anyone is triggered or offended by Dr. Dre or anything that we're going to talk about in this episode, this probably isn't the one for you. And also, we're not here to talk about the politics associated with the NFL as well. Music podcast. Kieran, this was your idea.
Mm-hmm. This was your idea. For that ass, baby.
The new soundbite. What?
You know why we're here. Dre performed at the Super Bowl, brought everyone along, brought goats along. How can we not talk about it? So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about before the halftime show as well, just all the stuff leading up to it, because Dre's been pretty active since Compton dropped. Get into the show and then talk about the proteges as well. All those people he brought through and what's next as well.
Nice.
I think that's the cool thing though. And the different thing about this episode is like we're going to talk about the careers of these people involved in the show and the amount of impact that Dr. Dre and his music career has had on the game. So props to Kieran for this idea.
It's always been a topic in hip hop though, like who's co-signing who, right? And I feel like we always say like Dre's that guy. Like every time he co-signs someone, it's always something big.
Yeah,
he hasn't missed, has he?
Mm-mm.
Not
nice. So pre-halftime show, let's talk maybe like as you say, Kieran, he's been pretty active sort of since Compton, but I'd say from sort of 2020 up until now, there's been various things going on. But this was announced back in September. So with all that in mind, what's been happening over the last couple of years with Dr. Dre, what were our initial thoughts when this was announced? Were we excited? Were we apprehensive?
Theo had me a bit more gas for it than I was really kind of understanding how much of a gas it was, because he's like, oh, it's happening in LA and Dr. Dre's performing. I'm like, okay. And he's like, and the Rams are performing. I was like, okay. And I'm thinking like, why is this a big deal? I'm like, oh, this is like a whole LA affair right now. You know what I mean? Like this is a whole Los Angeles thing that's going on right now. And of course, Dr. Dre is going to be the one to do it.
Oh yeah, 100%. When it was announced, I was hyped because, knowing that I'm into my NFL as well, I was thinking if the Rams make the Super Bowl, this is going to be an absolute madness, because it means if the Rams make it, then all the people are out for LA, and it's like a celebration of LA, and like Dr. Dre, West Coast, getting Snoop and getting everybody on board. This was just going to be an absolute madness. So when the Rams actually did make the Super Bowl, I was locked in. I was so locked in. I was so ready.
And they were tipped to win it as well, weren't they? Like, as in they were coming in.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah.
So it was like a triumphant moment. Like I don't remember if you guys mentioned it in September or not, but I definitely remember towards the start of the year, you guys were talking about it a lot. That like, oh, Dr. Dre's doing the Super Bowl, blah blah blah. And I think somehow you lot knew who was performing. I don't remember if I missed or saw that bit, but I was like, oh shit, obviously Snoop's gonna perform. You guys like Kendrick. I'm like, really? But yeah.
I think the gas definitely built up like heavy when Dre dropped that GTA EP. with those 6 tracks.
100%.
I was going to say that.
God.
That was mad, and it's weird that he didn't perform any of it. But
I know that's I mean,
we'll get into
onto
that. But
yeah,
that solidified the gas because I was like, okay, Dre's here. He's relevant still. He's making great music. We're gonna see a follow up to Weekend Super Bowl. Let's see what happens.
That's what I was going to say. Like, I'll be honest, because there were hints, sort of first half of the year, that this was going to happen, and I wasn't sure how it would work out because, as we've all kind of followed, there's been this real sort of public, long-winded divorce drama that's going on. As I mentioned previously, there's the allegations and whatnot, and the past with domestic violence has resurfaced. And just to reiterate again, we don't condone any of these actions. We're not supporting the man or celebrating the man. Sorry, it's about the music. But I mean, the guy had a brain aneurysm. You know what I mean as well. So when I saw there were hints about it, I'm thinking
that happened around the same time that DMX died as well. So he was kind of like DMX and Dre. Like, no,
that was a shaky period.
Yeah, that was
really shaky.
So I wasn't sure, and I know he's been doing other things, like there's like business ventures like he always does. But then, like Kieran said, I think when the whole GTA EP dropped, and
that's all the GTA trailer. When the trailer dropped for that GTA,
the trailer was
DLC,
a madness.
I was like, "What's going on?"
The trailer was a madness.
What dream world is this?
You know, Dr. Dre's been in GTA for a while though. He's had a storyline in GTA from way back.
I know. I've been off that game. I need to get back onto GTA, even though that's my thing right there.
It's not
but
the
still,
same game, bro. It's all online and it's mad.
Yeah,
and that EP was better than we could expect, didn't it? Like,
it was fire.
Music.
ETA song.
Fire, ETA, that beat,
that instant classic.
Yeah, man. I think Let's talk about those tracks. So, do we all agree that ETA is the one?
It's the one, isn't it? It's
Eminem's back with that Bible
the Eminem tune. The first listen, I wasn't sure. First listen, I wasn't sure, but as soon as I saw Sam's message, I was like, let me deep this, and every bar, no bars wasted on Eminem's verse.
The thing is, you know how Eminem
gospel. Yeah,
I don't know if we spoke about this on the podcast or we speak about this privately. He used to do too much. And then he did so much to a level where it's like, all right, you're disgusting, like, just stop. But this was like perfect. It's like he just needed to work with Dre. Him and Dre need to make a whole project together, and Eminem could have a proper revival. Like, I'm talking like he would instantly go past Kanye, Jay-Z, and everyone else and just be the GOAT of all GOATs, because it's like no one can rap like him.
What kind of statement's that? It's true though. That verse was mad.
The verse was
mad. Yeah.
The verse was mad. I tell you what was mad. The beat. When I first heard that, Jesus.
Yeah, that was one of Dre's proper beats as well.
These are coming out of his like archive though. He's not making these beats now, surely.
No, I think Dre was working on all the time though. So I feel like
these are from an archive
ETA,
of stuff.
that beat and cheese.
He's apparently finished an album as well, isn't it?
They would sound dated. They would sound a bit dated if they were older, or they would sound like his old sound. But like this is post Compton sound. You can hear it's different, isn't it?
I tell you what, I need though. I need an Anderson pack with Dre beats because I'm saying them two just hit.
Oh man, nice. On Compton that hit different.
Yeah, that chemistry, that chemistry on ETA as well. The way they're going back and
exactly.
Forth.
I need an album of those two, man.
I don't know if it's really a posse cut per se, but the last time I heard chemistry that good from multiple artists was probably This Generation, the Tribe song.
Yeah.
But you're just like, were they all together? Well, not on that level, but like Dre and Anderson at least. I thought
this was mad because it was like
they were talking to each other. That was the part that made it a bit creepy. Exactly. I was like, what? How are you two talking to each other like this?
And Busta sounded good. Like
Busta sounded great. Busta sounded great.
I have yet to hear a bad Busta verse though. That's the problem. I think he even did his own accent in this.
I'm surprised Busta wasn't at this halftime show, to be honest, because like Break Your Neck. Imagine if Busta performed Break Your Neck. That would have been crazy.
That would have been wild.
It's like a crazy Dre beat as well.
That's the thing. Dr. Dre has so many bangers that he could have brought out so many more people, and he just didn't. But I know I'm skipping ahead of myself a bit here, but the Super Bowl halftime performance felt so brief, and I feel like the songs that should have been done weren't done.
Why are you going there yet? Let's move on from this for a sec, man. We're not there yet.
We'll get there when we get there, yeah. But I just want the listeners to know, because I know some of you motherfuckers listen to the beginning and you skip out because you think, what the fuck are these four idiots talking about? I just want to let you guys know that's what I'm thinking right now.
No, that's why I second that as well. I'm not.
We need a balanced
I'm
combo in
standing
it.
up.
I hear
Alright,
it.
right. Standing up on
But
that.
no,
shit, 'cause
go on,
that's how I felt.
Back to where we was. We're talking about
Anyway.
what's happened before the
tune
Super
with
Bowl.
Ross. The tune with Ross. What were we thinking of that?
That's
one?
a
The
movie.
tune was Ross.
I want to whip to that. Ross got
that
me
was
on a
my
journey.
That was my second favorite.
Oh.
I like that.
Oh,
The fact that it was another
scenic
back-to-back
crowd.
tune.
It's just mad that Dr. Dre can still do this at his
jeez, I had
age.
to put some shades on, man. It's looking like
Dre was rapping
Rosa was
amazing on
something.
this whole project.
Oh, he
though.
was.
Like, what was that other one? The fall down. What was it again? Falling down.
What's
What's that tune
What
called?
one was
Who's
that
on that
one?
one again?
It's that one that's just got like he's rapping on it, and he does the Busta Rhymes little flow when he comes in second verse.
I
What's
don't know.
that?
I'm thinking about Black Privilege. I like that one
Which
quite a
one's
lot.
that one?
You guys haven't listened to it properly then.
Oh, wait,
That
no,
tune
no,
is
Falling Up.
gas.
Falling
Falling
Up.
up is
Falling Up.
gas.
Yeah.
That tune hits so mad.
I love Diamond Mind as well. I'm not gonna lie. The one with Nipsey, I flipping love that one.
Nipsey. Where did that Nipsey verse come from as well? He's been holding.
Yeah,
on to
exactly.
Boy, that's the thing. Nipsey verses aren't even like coming out anymore. It's been a couple years since he passed, and that verse is like one of the best. I'm
gonna be real, This EP, I loved it so much. It's probably gonna be in my year end list somewhere.
I don't see
Projects.
why not.
I mean,
don't even know.
I'm not even mad at that. I banged that EP out non-stop. I'm telling you, I played that so
On
many
loop.
times. Yeah, literally, it's on loop. No cap, it's on loop. It's too much, man. It doesn't even get boring. That's the thing. It's just every
high
time,
quality hip hop.
It's ridiculous.
Well, with that in mind, then, have we all seen that he apparently has recorded this new album, Casablanca or something like
Yeah,
that?
I've heard. Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, his album.
but what's
or-
Well, there was like an Instagram post of him in a studio, and he said, "Oh, I've just finished this new album with is it? How do you pronounce her name? Marsha
Ambrosius.
Yeah.
something like that.
Titled Casablanca." So, what do we think of that? I mean, we've had the whole detox thing go on for however long. Do you think this is legit? Do you think this EP is a sign of what's to come? Like,
He said on the EP, but this is the thing. Like, is it old buzz? He said like, "You think this is hot? Wait till the summer or something like that." And it did get me thinking. There's enough time for a release, but
maybe
I just hope it actually comes out, man. I don't want it to
Yeah.
be another detox.
no.
He's a perfectionist though, and that's a curse being a perfectionist.
Yeah.
But it like I said, it does pay off, innit? He's never released anything that's
Yeah,
not
but
10 out of 10.
this music for GTA had to come out. I'm sure they've paid him a ridiculous amount of money to make these
Yeah,
6
they
songs.
forced him.
Like ridiculous. Like they were like, "Yo, listen, Dre, this is happening at 2 years from now or a year from now. On this date, we need them tracks." And he's like, "All right, cool. For this bread, I don't really
That
give a
might have
fuck."
caused that aneurysm, you know?
Because back to what Sean said, to bring it all back, because we're professional podcasters, that divorce is expensive, boy. He needs to pay them fees. He's like, fuck it, GTA, drop me the bag. Imagine he's getting like 10 million per song. Do you know what I mean? He's figuring it out
Probably
right now.
more,
He's
Probably
going through,
more.
He's going through worse situations than Kanye right now. I'm not even going to lie.
Well, speaking of Kanye, the final thing to touch on before we get into the show is there were a couple other things going on, maybe within the last sort of year or two. There was this rumored versus Dre versus Diddy. And sort of around the same time, there was all this talk of, not even rumors, but actual pictures and whatnot of Dre and Kanye in the studio as well. Do we think the stuff with Kanye is ever going to see the light of day?
No,
That's
no,
like the
there's
worst
no way.
combination.
we,
No
got,
way.
we got a release. It was in this.
Unrealistic.
They did like this
Not gonna
Apple
happen.
commercial where they were like doing a running thing, and it was like a Dre and Kanye beat. It was the one after No Child Left Behind, and I think that's the only thing we're ever going to get.
That's just
Right,
mad to
right.
me.
You
though.
ain't getting- you ain't
Imagine
getting
a
nothing.
Kanye West and Dre project, yeah. Especially
not
now,
happening.
with the talent they have now at their peak. Well, not even at their peak.
I
they're
don't
past
believe
their
it.
Peak. But I don't think we'd ever get to hear that. We're not allowed.
I will never see. Yeah,
I don't think the thing is as well. I don't know if the world's ready for that as well because
it's not. It's not ready for it.
They're like
It's
they
not.
are top 2 hip hop producers ever.
Well,
That's
imagine
what we rated. That they were our top 2 in the.
Yep.
Yeah.
But if you think
this is
about
not
it, as
even a
well,
debate, yeah.
they're not shy about letting someone come in and write their whole verse. So, boy, it would be the best verses you ever
The
heard.
raps are gonna be hot.
Best beats you ever heard.
Trust me.
Best features. Who's turning down a Dre and Kanye West beat
Gosh, no way.
album? No one's saying no. And you're coming with your best
that's what
material.
That's
If
what I
they
was
bring
gonna
out
say,
big
is that-
features as well, man.
That's what I was going to say is that I understand the whole versus against Diddy thing. I get it, but I feel like the better matchup is Dre versus Ye.
It always is.
Oh, 100%.
That's the
100%.
one.
1000%.
Production,
Diddy hasn't really got
production.
songs, man. Diddy is a weird one because it's like people give Diddy this credit of making music and being whatever, and he's not. He's a businessman who's really good at business to the point where he scams people to let him spit on their songs. Which is
The thing is,
foul.
he produced. I'm sure he's produced more. He produced "Ready to Die," and he
Nah,
also
he did-
produced "American Gangster."
Nah, he
Jay-Z's
didn't
album.
do nothing.
man,
Like, he
I'm
did-
not.
His
Diddy
names
don't
are
make
on it.
music, bro. Let's be honest.
I can't say what I want to say about Diddy, man.
Say it.
Just
Say
keep
it.
my
Let him
mouth
come
shut.
for you, bro. Bad boy. Bad boy.
Yeah, it's a safe space.
Take that.
Nah, man, that guy just like nah.
Say it, man.
Lay it out.
This is the grey area. We don't
Man.
shy away from nothing.
He's a B-Tech Dre. That's what you're trying to say.
No, it's not B-Tech Dre. He's just been like on like Biggie's dick for time, man. They're just riding off that shit.
Oh God.
I wanted to be straight gangster. I'm telling you, that's what he's been living off, man. He's just been riding on that non-stop.
Yeah, he's eating
bad
Biggie's
boy,
honey.
bad boy. That's all he's been riding off of, man. Sorry, I'm not trying to. Well, it sounds like I am discrediting.
To be fair,
but
though,
I
even
don't-
like
I
that, do you know that Bad Boy anniversary tour where he did Biggie's hologram? I felt like he was just catting that 2-pack one and it was just like milking
Oh,
off
of course
it.
he
the
was.
two-pack
That's
one
what
was
I mean.
mad,
That's why
It was
the
dead.
2-pack one was.
Biggie,
hype.
like 2-pack was basically alive in that.
I'm telling you, that
performance.
was
I don't even
2-pack.
care.
I
He
don't
was
care
dancing
what
with
you tell
Snoop.
me.
Like,
His body movements was exactly how Tupac was moving. Tupac is alive somewhere. That was not a hologram.
Was
oh, pre-show as well.
Tupac
Wait,
one
pre-show
was
talk.
hype.
We thought 2-pack hologram could potentially come out in it. We thought 2-pack
Whoa,
hologram
that's
would
what-
come out.
Why
no,
didn't
no,
they fire that one
because-
up for this?
Oh,
That would have been
they
a
should have done
madness.
Was that a Dre performance as well?
No,
was that
I don't think it was.
Nah,
Oh,
that's
no,
Coachella
that was
thing.
Coachella.
That was just
It
some
was
random
Coachella,
thing at
was that?
Coachella.
Yeah.
Someone's
Yeah, but was
Coachella.
It wasn't Dre.
I'm gonna,
Was
I'm
it
gonna
Dre?
look that up.
I think it was Dre's Coachella, you know,
I don't think
actually.
it was Dre.
That's
Was it
what I
Dre's
mean.
Coachella? See,
Dre's
if it's
giving us
Dre's
too many
Coachella, that's going to piss me off even more that didn't happen in the halftime show because that
'Cause he's got the technology for it, innit?
That hologram was live, man.
It was,
Like, you
the
had
Snoop
and
dance.
then Snoop there, and then two.
Oh, God.
That was fire.
People are even
just need
saying
to
this online. Could Tupac hologram appear during the Super Bowl halftime? Like, obviously it didn't, but
2-pack hologram shook the hip hop industry. I swear down. Like,
but I was scared that they were going to do it more. You know what I'm saying? I thought they were going to
that's-
be like.
I wouldn't mind if 2-pack or like hologram 2-pack was an artist
On
that was
tour.
active right now. Do you know what I mean? Like, on tour, making music, like we're seeing
Like the
music
Gorillaz.
videos of this hologram. Yeah, like just bringing it back to life.
It was a Dr. Dre performance. Yeah, it was a Dr. Dre performance.
Yeah. Look, you know.
Why has this not come out again though? Is it really expensive or something? I don't understand why it's not everywhere.
No, I think it's just one of those things where it was a moment and let it just
It's a
be that
moment. It is.
Yeah.
I
It's a
think
bit
Tupac's
disrespectful.
alive,
No,
bro.
it's a bit disrespectful. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Nah, I think it's because
Yeah, I'm
Tupac's
glad
alive.
it didn't happen again.
And it was
I'm
expensive
glad it
to
didn't.
make him not look alive.
Okay, should we get into the show?
That needs to come out, man. That's
What
I'm
you said,
saying.
Sam, is so funny.
Bro, you're telling me what we saw on that screen was a hologram. Why is there not more hologram? If that technology could come out for Tupac, why are there not
Snoop's
holograms all
acting
over the
was
place?
too real.
It was
Snoop's
the way
acting
he was
so
moving,
real.
like, he saw it was like Thug Life. I was like, what? The
I saw
fuck?
interaction in it.
They were dancing and talking to each other. There's one point where I remember Tupac pointed at Dr. Dre like this, and Dre was like, ha ha. I was like,
Exchanging conversation.
trust me. Man was talking about like
man,
stuff that was
fire.
only current dead. He was talking about Twitter and that. I'm thinking, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, it was crazy.
Shout out to Tupac hologram one time.
All right, let's get onto the show.
Let's get this shit. Let's get this shit. Let's get this shit. Let's.
The show.
Favorite moments. Favorite moments.
Moments.
You can list every moment, to be honest.
Man.
Everyone had a strong entrance apart from Eminem.
Yeah.
But
Eminem's entrance was dead because why was he lip syncing?
why did the stage break? Why did the
like,
stage do all like that? Like
when
something
the
cool was
slow mo
gonna happen?
happens, the slow mo happens, and his mouth starts slowly moving with it as well. And I'm just like, this guy, man. This is
I have to admit, I didn't notice that when I first watched it. I didn't notice that.
I deep
And,
down
and in the stadium, people wouldn't have seen that. So
they wouldn't. That's true. That's
Yeah,
true.
it's very true. Yeah.
But no,
Kendrick
it was a
had the
bit
best
strange.
intro.
Kendrick was wild.
50 or Kendrick?
Kendrick's was
50
wild.
or Kendrick? 50 or Kendrick?
For me, 50 had the wow factor because it was like iconic because it was back to like him hanging from the ceiling. But Kendrick, oh my god, it's just I'm making those noises. It was getting me hyped.
Oh, clamor.
50 had the surprise / nostalgic value in it because one, his name wasn't on the list, so it was a surprise, and two, looking like exactly like the video and whatnot, it was a moment. But I think the hype surrounding Kendrick.
What's that? Got stuff.
Oh, there we go.
I love it.
Kendrick though is because all this hype and anticipation. I think anything we get from Kendrick at the minute is just Well, I sent you the picture. My water went flying.
But the thing is, he upped the levels though as well. Like before that, everyone was sick. He comes on, he starts doing this performance song.
Yeah, he brought a whole different energy to the thing.
He's not even lip syncing. He's grunting and shit.
The grunts were wild.
Looking like he's on crack.
Sure, Matt. You have to say that. I'm gonna get back to Kendrick. I'm saying Mary J. Blige performed the best out of everybody, but Kendrick was doing something completely different. He was possessed, bro.
Yeah.
He was possessed. I don't know what man was going through there when he stepped out the box and was moving all.
Yeah, it's just all the choreography, man. It was just something else, man.
He was controlling the choreography.
Yeah, exactly.
Pointing around, hitting left, right.
And Kieran thinks that Kendrick is on crack.
Snoop crib walking, man. That was like
Snoop's crib walk was the moment. Still Dre.
But you know he's old now because normally he'd crib walk forever. He only did like 4 or 5 steps and was like, I'm done. My knees hurt.
I would say like Kendrick was, maybe I'm a bit biased. I think Kendrick was the best performance, but my favorite was Snoop and Dre. Just a pair of them together, just that's
unbeatable, isn't it? Yeah.
Wasn't that the only performance where they interacted with each other? Because Dr. Dre wasn't involved in Eminem's bits, Mary J. Blige or 50 Cent. I think he only actually interacted with Snoop, like was doing songs with him.
Yeah, it's true.
I think face to face, the Eminem bit, he was like on the boards behind and
fake doing what he was doing.
Actual like performing together.
Snoop and Dre is like the best combo. Like since they first came out with Deep Cover, they've never like dropped something bad together. It's incredible.
Snoop's one of the best rappers alive, though. I feel like we've never really crossed this kind of line, but he's just, I don't know.
It's his voice, isn't it?
No one sounds like him. That's the problem. No one sounds like him. No one looks like him.
It's that cheeky like persona. He's got like Slick Rick kind of like.
He sounds.
What was that? No, what did you say? What the hell?
Fucking beat. That's what that is. That's a beat.
I'll repeat it for you, Theo. But I said it's that sneaky persona, like what?
Sean on the floor. Oh my god, this guy is mad.
Edit the fuck out of that.
Oh my god,
I had to say it.
Okay, so I think we all agree like it was a moment. It was a great performance. It was a good time. But was there anything missing?
Yeah, man.
Something that we forgot
about Dre. That's the only song Eminem should have come out and done. Is Forgot About Dre.
Yeah,
they kind of did though. They kind of did it.
Let me play you Forgot About Drake. I don't think you guys are
remembering. They did not.
No, they did.
When Eminem came out, they did it a little bit.
Let me ask Theo something though, because Theo, you're the teaser.
You don't want to hear this?
Why did they tease it? Oh man, why did they tease it? They could have just done one verse or something.
Come on, man. They should have done that. That's the only song they should have done. Eminem come out and did his song.
Wait, what's Sean's question? Hold on.
I've actually got I did a little set list in my head, but I'll get to that in a minute. What I would have liked to have heard. But Theo, you watched the NFL, you know about the Super Bowl and all that.
Yeah.
Are the performances usually this length?
They're longer.
They're long because the thing is, the weekends was longer than this, like last year, and they gassed it as well. This is what pisses me off. They gassed it saying that they made this one longer, so the players were told that they were in their changing rooms for longer. Yet still felt like it was shortchanged because weekends definitely felt. Weekend went on for time, man.
Weekends felt too long for me though, whereas this was like length. Nice.
15 minutes.
Yeah, this was maybe everything just went so.
Weekends want dragged to me. I'm just gonna be real, even though I think it's incredible.
Nah, the
One
Weeknd-
song too many.
Distract.
The Weeknd was
I
hard,
didn't know
man.
what to expect. I didn't know because I've only ever seen one Super Bowl in my life.
Yeah.
Or like not like all the way through, but one performance, and that was Beyonce's way back. Like what was that, like
That's one of the
9 years
best.
ago?
That's
Yeah,
incredible.
Beyonce's is
Top
one of
three,
the best
probably.
halftime
Top three.
ever.
One of the best.
So
This was incredible.
obviously, I was a bit I was like, oh, that was quick, but then I thought, well, is it always like this? I wasn't sure, so the length didn't really bother me that much.
I feel like it's because
But,
there's so much static bits.
No, I didn't.
There was a lot of dead air in that performance because they're transitioning between. Like the music was playing, but nobody was performing. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, okay, we're going from Snoop to 50 to Mary J. Blige to this. Do you know what I mean? Like normally it's just one performer and it's like a constant thing. It's always going on.
Yeah.
You know what it is though? It's because they didn't like if they didn't perform those songs like No More Pain, Lose Yourself, I don't know what else, like All Right even as well. They could have performed Forgot About Dre. They could have performed like The Recipe with Kendrick. Like, do you know what I mean? I'm just saying, like,
gas.
where's the Dre songs?
We're looking for the
We came
songs.
for Dre, innit?
We're looking
We
for
came
the songs that
Dre
we
found all
like.
of these people.
We're looking for the songs that we like when we forget that the songs that are popular are those songs. Those songs they performed are like, to the average
Yeah,
person,
they're popular.
they probably know those songs.
The thing is, we like Lose Yourself as well, but it's like,
not the
why
one,
is it
man.
being performed?
It's not the one.
Why?
Yeah, it is, though.
It,
So I'm with you. I in my head it was like, yeah, obviously if it was down to me or like us as who were like, you know, deep into it, the set list would have been very different. But when I made my little imaginary one in my head, I took that into consideration, like big songs.
what
For
did you
me,
do?
They should have opened with Nothing But a G Thing. They should
Oh,
have done
that would have been
Yeah.
fire.
They should have
Yeah.
done
Yeah,
that.
because it's West.
Oh,
but this is-
hold on
this
though,
is
because
what
I was
annoyed
saying
me.
they should have just started with ETA, because I feel like that would have just blown everyone.
Because you
Like-
know what? Also, yeah, but it also annoys me because it's West Coast, man. They should like
Yeah.
they needed those iconic West. Well, I'm not saying that they didn't have the iconic West sounds, but like songs like the Nothing But a G Thing, like you said.
But they
And
did
that's
California
another-
Love.
Yeah,
like
they
second.
did do
so-
California. But this is, I think it just frustrated me because I didn't get the 2-pack hologram. But that's another story. But anyway.
Shout out to
I
Tupac.
wanted that. I wanted that 2-pack hologram, man. If you're doing California Love, you need 2-pack. That's all
Yeah,
I'm
I didn't even
saying.
hear Tupac's voice. It was a bit sad.
You need that, man. If you rep in the city of LA, you need 2-pack, man.
He erased him from history.
So
Yeah.
I might not remember it all, but this is what I would have wanted, right? So you start with Nothing But a G Thing. You go into What's My Name, Anthem, right? Little 1-2 bang. California Love, yeah, that's all good. Then I'm bringing in Eminem because that's the lineage. Do you know what I mean? You had Snoop and then you had Eminem. I bring in Eminem, maybe like I don't know, man. One of the early ones, even like a My Name Is, not the whole thing, like a medley. One of the
Yeah,
early
My
ones,
Name Is
Drake
would
was-
come in nice there, you know.
Then
There's
you
so
bring
many
in Forgot
Eminem
About
songs
Drake.
that could have been done though that are bangers. Eminem has a lot of bangers, and some of them are produced by Dre, and it's like Lose Yourself.
But I'd have had
Sean,
My Name
wait,
Is.
Sean, carry on.
Yeah, so My Name Is
I'm
into
into
Forgot
this.
About Dre. Then give me Still Dre next episode. That whole time period. Then who's next? 50?
50 or Mary, yeah.
We didn't
Yeah,
know
we did
50 was
50.
coming though.
Yeah.
didn't
Didn't
No.
know 50 was coming. Personally, I'd have loved if I can't, but I get in the club.
Ooh, if I can't would have hit different.
If I can't win,
That's a Dre beat.
Why didn't they do I Need a Doctor? That was their
Oh,
biggest,
what about
most
Out of
recent song.
Control remix as well?
Oh,
Out of Control
no,
remix
that's-
would have blown the speakers out.
That would have been live.
I think that's Dre's
more of like
best
the-
beat.
That's more of like the hip hop dream one, but I'm
Oh, out of control.
I'm just
remix.
saying, man, blow the speakers.
then I'm going for Mary J. Blige was back in there. Yeah, she comes in. And then I'm trying to think if there's any sort of slightly
Kendrick's
later
coming,
ones.
yeah.
Then Kendrick's, man. If the recipe
Kendrick-
came on,
There's some late
telling you,
Eminem
oh,
stuff you could do.
Jesus.
Like there's some late M stuff.
Maybe, yeah. And then Kendrick. And then I personally would have liked Anderson .Paak to get one.
Honestly, Anderson .Paak should have even a chorus. Yeah,
But no, this is funny because now I think you guys are understanding like where we're not. Me and Sam were not disappointed because there's so
I'm
many
going to address
areas
that now.
you
Can we address this now?
Wait,
feel
can I
like
say?
that was
While we still talking about Anderson
You guys
Paak, can I say this
ungrateful,
quickly?
man.
Yeah, there's a slot in there where Anderson Paak could have done a little quick thing with Bruno Mars,
trust me,
where they
that's
could have
what
done a
I'm
little
saying.
Silk Sonic
Bruno? What are
medley
you
into
on
a next
about?
day. They could
Why
have
are you
done
saying
that.
Bruno Mars?
Because that's what they do. That's what
man,
Anderson
this is why
Paak
it's
and them men do.
irrelevant.
They do that
This is
together.
why it's irrelevant.
not
The sour
irrelevant.
taste has no purpose.
No, it's not irrelevant. Anderson Paak deserved to be part of that.
I'm-
Play ETA, man. Play
I'm gonna quote you
ETA.
now.
That's
I
the
was
only
reading your
final one.
messages.
Oh, dear.
I was reading your messages. Theo was like, "I'm left with a sour taste in my mouth."
Yeah, no.
And Sam was like,
I stand by
Sam was
that.
saying stuff like, "I
stand
hated
up
it"
and
or
say
something.
that.
I was thinking you saying something.
No,
You were
no.
saying something different.
I
Sam.
wasn't
Like-
saying I hated it. I wasn't saying I hated it. I said I was disappointed. I'm sure I said that. I never said I hated it. I
You
enjoyed
said
it.
some
I enjoyed it.
ungrateful things,
But
like-
in retrospect,
Ungrateful, man.
it didn't
I
meet
can
what
be
I
left with
wanted
a
it to
sour
meet. It didn't
taste.
hit the levels I wanted it to hit, man.
Yeah, exactly. That's the same for me. They gassed it. That you bring out California Love. I want that 2-pack hologram. I see Anderson Paak on the drums. I want ETA. It did leave a sour taste in my mouth. I can't lie. I come away from it. It's an iconic moment. It was great, but did it meet my expectations? No, it didn't. I'm
I think
gonna
it's
be real.
in 15 minutes. What can you do better than that, though?
More, way more,
Yeah.
so much
You can,
more.
you can
For starters, no one needs to do these
worked
big,
so
big
hard on
reveals.
that.
All
Like,
these
what?
big reveals are fuck that, man. What should happen? Yeah, start off with Snoop and Dre, yeah, and then Eminem comes out of nowhere, and the dude still forgot about Dre, and then 50 drops down from the ceiling. Mary J. Blige starts shaking her bum somewhere, and Kendrick comes out. Everybody's out all at once.
That
You know what I'm
sounds
saying?
toxic, man.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna be real. What are you saying?
Everybody had too much reveal time. Everybody's all look, it's
there was a
me.
lot of
Oh,
reveals, yeah.
all them milliseconds
There
ate up what
was.
Anderson Paak could have been doing in there.
I know, no, man. Like,
They didn't
that's
want you
when
to feel
say
rushed, though, as well.
No, but when
They
you
weren't
say
rushing
what more
us.
can you do, put Anderson Paak deserved something, man. I'm sorry. When you say what more, Anderson Paak deserved something.
It was goats
We
only,
were
though.
so-
Like no one else was allowed, didn't it? Anderson Paak isn't a goat yet.
I'm sorry. You need to put him in.
I
man.
don't know about goats
look,
only.
Who's saying he's a goat in this combo?
I don't-
I don't think so.
No,
Yeah,
no
but
one's
when
saying.
you-
No one's saying
he's
that. 'cause He's not even a
He's
rapper.
not a goat. I'm not
He's not a
saying
rapper.
he's.
I love
I'm not
Anderson
saying he's a
Paak,
goat.
yeah, but I get you. But my thing is, right, so yes, I've got like my dream set list in my mind. I might actually make a little playlist and put
Trust
it up
me.
on
What the Super Bowl should have been.
But I'm giving a performance 9 out of 10.
That's
9 out of
mad.
10.
I hear that.
See, that's what I mean.
I
Yeah,
hear
see,
that.
that's what I mean. That's what I like to say. So when I say I got a sour taste in my mouth,
His voice.
that's okay.
No,
because I wanted a 10 and it was not a 10.
nine's too
I
high.
hear that.
It's a 8. It's a solid.
This is
8.
that's disrespectful,
No,
man.
it's a
What are you
solid 8.
saying?
It's a solid
What?
8.
See, I can't
It's a
give, I
solid
can't give
8.
it an 8.
I
I
have
give it
to.
a 9.
I have to give it
Anything
an
that
8.
makes me spill my drink
Hey.
gets at least a 9.
An
Anything.
8? You could like Little Sims was an 8.
Nah, Lil Sims was a 10 for me, boy, because I was there. If I was there, I'd be telling you, man, it's a 10 all now. Fuck what you, man, are saying. I wouldn't hear no slander. But because
These opinions are skewed.
because I was on my sofa chilling watching the Super Bowl, I was like, is that it? You know what I mean? I felt like I need more. So that's what the 2 is for. The 2 missing is for.
Fair
If
enough.
we take out Eminem's performance,
but
if we take out
that's
Eminem's
fair.
performance, it's a 9. Eminem brought it down. the knee,
Do you know what,
the knee
Emin-
thing.
Eminem's bit was good because he brought that crowd along. I thought that was the good bit. The rest of it I could actually do without.
Yeah,
Man's doing Superman
the other
pose on
thing
the
with him
stage.
as well is like we were saying when we were watching it, his vocal performances are on point.
It
Like,
was.
no one, there's rarely any. I rarely hear anyone rap as well as he does.
We
like-
expected that though.
That's
Yeah.
true.
And props to taking the knee as well. I know we said we're not going to get into the political side of things with the NFL, but
It was
I'm
a good
sorry,
statement.
the whole knee
Yeah,
thing is that's years old now. Like the knee thing is done. I haven't seen Eminem speak out on any black issues ever in his life. So that one there, I don't know.
He
what's
has
going on.
not. I'm sure he has.
No, he hasn't.
What? Yeah.
No, he
On that
hasn't.
cipher, on that BET cipher, I'm sure he did
Yeah, he's
when he was
done.
shouting out Donald Trump.
I just think that I get the impression that the NFL were quite they you know, I'm not saying it was hugely censored and all that, but I'm sure they wouldn't have encouraged that. So for him to
Oh, why do you think? But did you not notice like little things like why Kendrick wasn't? He didn't say Popo. He didn't say something else in the All Right
so you know
verses,
what I
but-
mean. So they were
they-
censoring
they-
things.
They censored
NFL
it nicely though. I didn't really miss a swear or anything.
But it's because we
like that.
know the words, though. That's the thing. When you know the words, you think, oh, where's that word gone? But when it's done well, like what Kendrick did, you kind of just go, that's a new vibe.
I was gonna say, props to the performers, because usually you mess up when you perform a clean version of your song. They did that like masterfully.
When Snoop said "Busters," that was.
I loved it.
I love that, man. I think Snoop's the MVP for the whole thing.
Snoop performed the most. Snoop performed more than Dre. Does that make any sense?
Snoop brought that whole crowd together.
100%.
Okay.
Is he still Snoop Lion or is he Snoop Dogg right now? I can't keep up.
He's Snoop Dogg, man. It was just one album.
Oh, okay. Snoop Lion was kind of lit, though.
It wasn't. Smoke the weed.
I've actually listened to his new album. It's not that bad, you know.
Do you remember that Bush album as well?
No.
Bush was hard. Bush
Do you know
was
what?
hard. Pharrell's production on that.
After this Super Bowl performance, you know what I would have did? I would have listened to Snoop Dogg's Sexual Eruption, and I forgot how much of a
Trust
banger
me,
that song.
me too.
That song was hard. She might be with him, but she's thinking about me.
Yep.
Me. Oi, that's a serious song.
That was ahead of its time a little bit.
That
you
was
know?
funky as fuck, you know.
So that sounded like the one you posted on the WhatsApp group.
I might slide that in at the end of this, you know.
But have you listened to his new album?
Wait.
Have you listened to his new
Alexander
album,
T,
man? It's actually
Lifestyles
not
of the
bad.
Heath dropped a couple
Alexander
weeks back.
T.
Woo! You might be hearing that. Actually, no, Discord time. Get
Wait,
the
T, what were you saying?
No, wait.
I was saying, have you listened to the Snoop Dogg's new album? Because there's like one with Nas. He's got some nice tracks from there, you know. I actually had to give it a listen. It was nice. Like he makes decent music. He doesn't make bad music, Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, that song Countdown
like this,
a few years ago was good.
Countdown was
Countdown's hard, you know. That's
for me. That's
career
a
highlight.
tune. I know Sam doesn't like it, but
that's a career highlight to me, man.
Can we do
that
dedicated Discord time? Someone start talking shit about the Discord and tell them what they can get in the Discord. Someone.
Yo, Tokyo Spice. What they're gonna find on the Discord?
So, are you punks? No, you're not punks, man. I don't know what I started off with.
Fuck it, you get the message. Get in the fucking Discord. You'll get to hear Theo's album.
You need to get
Offcuts from
Theo's
me.
album is on the Discord.
Yeah, Theo's album's on the Discord.
Yeah.
Sean's got an album coming
get
soon.
a free copy of Lifestyles of the Heath, man. Get
Merch coming
get on the Discord.
Alexander T.
Kieran's.
RM6
I don't know what Kieran's
flows.
gonna do in there. Kieran will write you a poem or something. I don't know what Kieran does. I think Kieran's a rapper.
I don't know what I'll do.
Low key. Oh, that would be funny though.
Poetry.
If the Discord hits 100 people, yeah, we'll drop a fucking posse cut.
That would be
I hear that, you know.
That would be hard.
So where does this compare to past halftime shows?
It's definitely up there.
Yeah, it's up there. I want to say it has a chance to go in the top 5.
What was the best before this?
That's a good. Okay. Oh,
Like 3 or 5.
So,
Justin Timberlake was
right,
alright.
Justin Timberlake was nice, but for me, it's like Prince, Beyonce. It's a hard one to be honest with you.
I need to watch Prince's.
Yeah,
Prince is amazing. Honestly, Prince is amazing.
Did Michael Jackson do the Super Bowl?
Weekend is obviously up there, right?
No, obviously. Well, I wouldn't put Weekend in top 5. You know, Weekends is amazing, but I wouldn't put him in the top 5. I'm trying to think. No, I need to remind myself.
Michael Jackson did do the Super Bowl in 1993. I'm sure that's got to be up there.
He did. Yeah,
That's
Michael
gotta
Jackson
be.
was amazing.
Gotta be.
Put that in there via proxy. For me personally, it's Dre's one is in the top 3 for me, but I've only seen realistically about 9, maybe 10 Super Bowl performances, and that's Black Eyed Peas, Justin Timberlake, Shakira, Beyonce, Katy Perry, like all stuff that I'm not really.
It was that
into.
weird one. Was it Katy Perry, Beyonce, and someone else?
No.
That was a
talk about
weird
Maroon
one.
5. Maroon 5 was Maroon 5.
Maroon
Somebody
5, I
else,
didn't really
and
enjoy
that.
that.
Travis Scott.
Not here for that.
I wasn't here. for Maroon
Didn't
5.
MIA come out for one as well though?
Mm.
I swear MIA was in a posse with Nicki. Am I wrong?
Nicki Minaj hasn't done a Super Bowl yet. She hasn't done a
Okay.
Super Bowl. That would be a mad
MIA.
one.
Wait, was it?
MIA.
I think it was Madonna. Was it Madonna?
Yeah, it was
MIA.
Madonna. She put Madonna, MIA, and Nicki Minaj in 2012.
Yeah, I saw that one.
Damn.
Yeah,
Did Lady
it was-
Gaga do it as well?
crazy.
once?
That was good. That was good. But we're talking about rap here, so that's what I'm saying. For me,
Yeah,
I know Justin Timberlake's not rap, but he's
Right.
like rap affiliated.
Yeah, part of the
Okay.
culture.
Either it's
No,
Prince or MJ.
You
But
know what? I had to. No, it's because I saw a top 5 list and I couldn't really argue with it. But now, like, I'm looking at it, I'm like, nah, because Weekend is in my top 5. Because I flip it. I thought Weekends was absolutely amazing. It's what they're saying, like Bruno Mars, which yes, I enjoyed, but I can't put that up there as like top 5. I did like Bruno Mars's, but I really like Justin Timberlake's. I really enjoyed Justin Timberlake's.
He's incredible.
His one was brilliant. And then obviously like MJ's is iconic because I've seen it on like YouTube. It's just amazing. But Prince for me, that guy was unbelievable. Honestly,
How does
his
it compare
halftime show
though?
was next.
Because I'm saying from a view of set design and Setlist, will, okay, let's put that to the side. You've listened this far, you've heard what we thought about the Setlist. It needed a little bit of tweaking, but whatever.
it
Set
was still
design,
good though.
It's a good
Yeah.
set. That's a really cool set. Like there was a lot
That's
of
Kanye
details.
level, isn't it? That's like
Yeah.
Donda.
The set was incredible. No, the set was actually incredible. Like because it just
top
because
tier.
it was so detailed. It was even on Kendrick's bit. That was the city of LA, that it was like rapping on.
Yeah.
I think that's what they put the most work into, in it. The set design.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Yeah.
That was really.
If I'm
amazing.
honest, like I said, it's in my top 3, and obviously Kieran and Sean.
It was like musical theater, wasn't it? Because it's like you keep going to these different locations and different songs, and like there's lots of acting going on, and like even the live instrumentation as well. I'm sure not all the Super Bowls have had like a whole band playing along with it and stuff like that.
Most of them do. Most of them do have live
Do they?
instrumentalists, but
Okay.
it's also kind of like those people's music lends itself more to a band. So this is like a whole different vibe to me. Like,
And they had Dre mixing it live as well. Like that,
yeah,
that
but
was
that's
crazy.
up for debate. We don't know what Dre was doing behind that.
I don't know, but
mystery
it sounded
board.
clean though, didn't it?
Any confirmation on that?
Yeah.
Did you say we need
Confirmation.
no?
But I think it was some of the cleanest live music I've ever heard. It was
Dre's
mixed so
vocal
well.
sound is so nice. I think normally in the Super Bowl, people tend to sound a bit flat and rubbish.
Dre definitely
Yes.
was like, "You're mixing the vocals this way," because
Yeah, he sounded
he's
clean.
not rapping on shit.
Yeah, no.
Also, because I initially recorded, this is just a really quick one. I initially recorded this on Sky and then stupidly was like fast forwarding through it and realized it was on YouTube. But I got up to a point.
No,
I
sure,
got up
why?
to a point and Jhene Aiko was singing. Did anyone else see that?
Well, in the national
Random.
anthem, she sing the national anthem.
Before the national anthem, I don't think she did the national anthem, but she sung something else. Did anyone see
Random.
that?
No,
No, I
She
didn't
killed
see
it, by
that.
the way. Whatever she sung, because I don't know the American stuff, but she killed it, and I would never have expected her to do something like that on that level. I didn't know she was.
But you
that
sound like
good.
an old man, you know. I don't know the American stuff.
I don't know. I know
Oh,
there's
she
got
sang
this
like an
Star
American
Spangled Banner and all
beauty
that, but-
type song
Oh, okay,
about how
cool.
nice America is and all that kind of shit.
Oh,
She's
okay.
so sexy
get a
though.
chance.
Oh my god.
If you get a chance, watch it. She's good.
Those things are usually rubbish.
Nah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And she did it because she's not got the most powerful voice
She
in the
doesn't
world.
at
She-
all.
She got it right. She like
Yeah,
pushed
she's got a
herself
nice
little
tone
bit.
in it.
That pussy's powerful though. Trust me, boy.
What are you saying, Sam?
I'm saying
What?
disgusting stuff.
I was thinking,
I'm looking at
ah.
pictures of Jhene Aiko and I'm getting kind of, you know what I'm saying?
Right, minimize them. Come back to them later. Yeah?
Oh, she released a sex tape. I'd be all over.
Right,
it.
can we get to the get to
Right.
the nitty-gritty? The stuff that when Kieran suggested this, that got me a bit excited.
This is what the episode's named after, isn't it?
Oh,
Dr. Dre's
jeez.
proteges.
so
It rhymes.
I feel like we should deal with the first. We've got 3 questions on our run through. So I'll quickly run through those. So we go, where was their career at prior to linking up with Dre? How important to their career was Dre, both short term and long term? And what are some of our favorite collaborations and moments between Dre and said artist? So should we go through each one?
go
with
through
those 3
chronological.
questions?
Yeah, let's go. Yeah,
So let's go Snoop.
They started out
Wait,
together.
hold on though. I've got a question. Are we going to talk about 50 as well, since he was there?
Yeah, we should.
Yeah,
talk
let's
about 50.
throw 50 in. Let's throw 50
Okay,
in.
cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, starting from the top, Snoop.
Snoop.
They started out
So-
together. In my eyes, it's like the two were instrumental to each other's careers. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you can't have one without the other. I know you're gonna argue that but Dr. Dre was doing X, Y, Z and blah blah blah, but it's like some of Dre's earliest biggest tunes were with Snoop Dogg.
Well, Snoop's first song was Deep Cover, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was going to say, I think out of everyone we're about to talk about,
Integral.
Dre was most instrumental to the beginning of Snoop's career compared to anyone else. Because Snoop, I'm not sure. Maybe I'm getting this wrong. I feel like Snoop didn't have any music out before Deep Cover, as in like professionally, on a label, anything like that. I think the story is that when Death Row first got started up, Suge Knight was like looking around LA for local rappers to sign to the label.
Yeah.
And was Snoop going through an attempted murder case or something like that?
Was
that around that time?
Yeah. He was going through absolute madness.
So imagine Snoop's gone from maybe like big on the local scene to working with one of the biggest artists in the genre. And then within like a year is all over his debut album and, top of the charts and blah, blah, blah. It's quite incredible, really. It's almost like the equivalent of, how in recent times you get SoundCloud rappers, they drop one song, they blow up. It's almost like that, but back then. Kind of amazing, really. And then you look at how big Snoop Dogg was. Like, he's a household name. Do you know what I mean? And has been for 20
He's in the top 5 like biggest rappers of all time. Definitely.
Yeah.
Eminem.
Easily.
And we're not talking about in our opinion. We're talking about facts, figures, and like if you could show it to a random person, on the street, who the fuck is this?
It's like Eminem,
that's Snoop Dogg,
Snoop,
yeah,
Kanye, Nicki. It's like Snoop's up there with all of them.
And we're talking about talent as well, I guess, at the same time. Like, not just like, this is fucking Ed Sheeran type things. This is a good rapper.
Yeah. Like, if I think about, when I say household name, what I mean is like, I don't think my parents would have, maybe they would have because of me, but they probably wouldn't have ever heard of Drake if it wasn't for me. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Even though Drake is huge. Like,
it's true.
What is this going about? But they'll know who Snoop Dogg is.
Everybody knows Snoop Dogg. That is the thing. Everybody knows who that man is.
Yeah. So I think, and I know what you mean, Sam, but I think Dre was, Dre had already done. He'd been around for a while because he was with the what was it, World Class Wrecking Crew or something like that before NWA.
Yeah.
And then NWA was big as well. I mean,
I'm saying Dre was a big deal, but I feel like Snoop and Dre together, it's like, if there's no Snoop, what part of Dre exists? Maybe we still get the future parts of Dre, but we don't know what influence Snoop had on Dre.
Snoop definitely did a mad thing, because like next episode of Still Dre, Snoop really makes those 2 tunes.
Oh, yeah.
But even so, 100%. The fact he's all over the Chronic.
And the Chronic, so this is what I was going to say. So Snoop really, like, he makes the Chronic what it is, right? And I feel like that's why Dre gave back to Snoop and was like, I'm going to produce your whole album for you, your whole debut, and like make it just perfect. Because it's literally a perfect album. You start from the top all the way to the bottom. Every single song's amazing. I think it's Dre's best produced album, actually.
It was in that stage where he was still hungry. You know what I mean? Like now,
so hungry.
Yeah, I think as we go further down the list, we're gonna get to what I call just Dre in his element, kind of like sure of himself
in a way.
Yeah, like he knows he's Dr. Dre. He's the guy. Everybody's like, yeah, Dr. Dre is the best. Blah blah blah. So like that kind of follows on to what I would call the first person that I saw Dr. Dre with as a child, Eminem. For me, I feel like Eminem owes his whole career to Dr. Dre.
I feel that myself. Because
1,000%.
Honestly, well, but Emma even comes out and even says that, man. Without Dr. Dre, Emma's not in the position he is without him.
Eminem's nothing without Dre, because he released Infinite, and look what it was. Yeah. It was like a Nas copy. I don't know if he would have
and Nas came out and hated that, didn't that?
We know he's got production talent, but it's like, how much of that's taken from Dre anyway? Because when you hear Eminem's beats, they do sound like Dre beats anyway.
This is the thing.
Just to kind of counter it though, I agree that Dr. Dre was integral to Eminem like blowing up, of course. But I think the fact that Eminem did already have somewhat of a career, when again, if you compare it to Snoop, who was relatively unknown.
But Sean, he could have just been as big as Cannabis or something like that. Do you know what I mean?
No, I know. I'm with you. But without Dr. Dre and that whole backing, Snoop Dogg might not have even been a free man. Do you get what I mean?
True.
He may have went down a completely different path. Whereas with Eminem, he wouldn't have got to the level he's at now. Don't get me wrong, but there may have been a career there. The other thing as well that I'd say, and it kind of goes back to like how integral they were short term and long term to both artists. Dr. Dre.
No, sorry, wait. I have to disagree with what Sean's just said there, right? And I'll tell you why. Yeah, we had. Sorry.
angry face as well.
Fuming.
For me, you're saying Eminem had stuff going for him before this, yeah? The Slim Shady LP is nothing on the Marshall Mathers LP, and the Marshall Mathers LP is where Dre shows up.
No, Dre showed up on Slim Shady LP. But also, would we have known Infinite without Dre? Would anyone have known Infinite, to be honest?
No. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying is like that. I'm saying Dre is like absolutely integral to Eminem blowing up. But there was a career there.
He had like Snoop didn't even have a rap song, did he? Before, from what
Snoop
we know,
there was nothing before Deep Cover, nothing at all. Whereas with Eminem, there was somewhat of a career there. Also, Dre came in for the Slim Shady LP and is all over the production. But you do have to credit. I'm looking at it now. There was Melman, there was Bass Brothers, there was
Dre gave him the hit though.
Yeah, but what's the hit? That's why I was disagreeing.
He gave him My Name Is.
I thought My Name Is was on the
Conscience.
Marshall Mathers LP, but it's not. It's on.
No.
Some weird production from Dre as well. I
like I'm saying, Dre is like again absolutely integral to Eminem being as big as he is. But if we're like comparing the two, I think it's more of an impact on Snoop than it was Eminem because
I hear that
there was nothing before.
Yeah, I can't argue with that.
Yeah.
I want to say
I've got a question. Snoop's best music is always with Dre. Oh wait, sorry, it's not always with Dre. That's why he has Pharrell songs.
Yeah, that's what
he has.
Pharrell.
Snoop and Pharrell is like debatable. Is it a better?
I was
going
to get to this.
Arguable.
Yeah, I was going to say this because
Eminem, on the other hand,
can't do nothing.
I think all of Eminem's best songs are with Dre. Like when you look at his biggest songs that aren't with Dre, are they actually some of his best songs? Are they good songs even? Arguably not. Like
some of them are.
Some of them stand. Lose Yourself.
But that's
some
still
good songs.
It's still one of those ones where he's in and around Dre, and he's probably playing these songs to
for the
Dre.
most part. Like think about Kill You and like the real Eminem songs that we know. Like Eminem's really like sick. Yeah, like he's one of the best rappers ever. But they're the Dre tunes.
Yeah, sales wise, Eminem's singles have always done well, but we know why. But yeah, if we're talking about like the quality of music, I would say, apart from the early days, the majority of M's music, good, great music is to do with Dre. But with Snoop, long term, I have to if you look at it from if you look at the first album, Doggy Style, Dre produced. The next one, Dre's left Death Row at this point, and although Snoop was still big and the album did well, it wasn't the same as the
production. Just sounds rubbish.
Yeah, and then Snoop left and went to what's his name's label, Master P's label, No Limit, and still it was fairly successful, but again it was kind of like a steady decline. And then they got back together around the time of 2001, and there was a bit more success. But really and truthfully, I'd say the second biggest and most successful, and I guess the period with the best music next to the Chronic and Doggy Style, is the stuff he did with the Neptunes and Pharrell. And you have to say, like, in terms of long term, I would say that Snoop has maybe fared a bit better than Eminem has. Do you get what I mean?
Definitely. Snoop has longevity. Like even that Bush album in 2015, Snoop still makes good music.
Yeah.
It's just
I'm looking here now at some of these singles. You got From the Church to the Palace, Beautiful, Drop It Like It's Hot, Let's Get Blown, Signs. These are big tunes, man. Yeah. And this is nothing to do with Dre as well. Like nothing to do with Dre. So Snoop did
Dre executive produced at that point though. And because I know with a lot of these artists that we're about to talk about as well, like, and especially Eminem, like Dre still exec produces his albums. I don't know if he does that for Snoop though.
Do you think he needs to?
Sure.
Do you think he needs to?
I'm not sure.
Because I feel like
I think Snoop needs him to be fair, because I don't like Snoop Dogg's albums that much, like for the most part.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I wouldn't. If we're talking about like the greatest discographies, I don't think Snoop's in that conversation.
Nah.
So Snoop just throws a hella albums, man. He's on rap album 21 or something. That was the latest one that he's dropped.
He's smoking a lot of weed because I don't know.
but it's no denying though that Snoop there was a proportion of his career sort of early to mid 2000s where he was making great singles, at least timeless singles.
Oh, definitely.
Without Dr. Dre. So
yeah.
Whereas, like we said with Eminem, other than the early stuff, how much of the music since Dre has been
It's post relapse, isn't it? From like recovery onwards, like the Dre input's been weird. I think Dre was just like, I'm just gonna exec produce you now, make sure it sounds good, but it's you decide what the music is now.
Yeah.
It's a bit.
So, I mean, we didn't get onto it actually. Let's talk about our, just quickly before we move on to the next artist, our favorite collaborations between the two. So with Snoop, I'll quickly say I think that one of the greatest hip hop songs of all time is Nothing But a G Thing. Like
it is. It's like
it is,
top 10 at least.
But a personal favorite of mine, Dre and Snoop, is Little Ghetto Boy.
Oh, I love that song so
Little
much.
Ghetto Boy is something else.
The violins on that, everything about that song.
That is
it's like a gangster album that has that kind of consciousness as well. It's incredible.
Yeah. And then just a quick one before I let one of you jump in that combines all of them is Bitch Please 2.
Oh my goodness, that song is mad.
Yeah. No offense to any women listening, but
that's some good picks.
That would be a good question. Do we actually have any female listeners? If we do, get in the Discord. Hey, stay out the Discord.
What about you lot though? Like, what's some of your favorite collabs? Like Snoop and Dre, M and Dre.
I like Imagine, that one I put on the Blue playlist. I thought because I bought Blue Carpet Treatment I was in my CD days, and I don't know, man. I just thought that song just hit differently.
It's a nice track, that one.
I'm talking about the new EP. That's my favorite collabs from any of the people on this list.
That's hearing Snoop go back to back with Dre again was just like a dream come true. ETA is definitely up there.
ETA is just hard, man. I'm sorry.
Definitely,
it's like a complete throwback. And Snoop sounds so damn good on that song as well. Oh God.
M and Dre had a lot though as well in the early days. Obviously, we've already spoken about, but forgot about Dre. It's just eternal classic.
Of course,
the M verse, the beat, crazy. Do you know what? Actually, this is a real. I'm reaching here. The Watcher. I don't think Eminem's credited on that.
Reaching on that one, but yeah. Crazy. He's credited as a feature weirdly on Spotify. It's quite weird, yeah. Because I guess he wrote it. But
I remember when I first was getting into that album and I heard that hook and I was like, "Is that him? Is that him?" Like, I couldn't quite work it out. But what else?
I was like, Business. Business was hit nicely.
Business is a fun track. Yeah, I like Business. Guilty Conscience is an early one. That's a good
Guilty
song.
Conscience is nice.
Cool Kill concept. You as well. It has to Kill You is just crazy.
Kill You.
He produced so much of Marshall Mathers LP though. There's a lot of tunes on there.
Yeah, man. There's lots. Okay.
Criminal. So, but on Criminal, there's some wordplay on that just blows my mind every time I hear it.
Marshall Mathers LP is it's an album, man. Okay. Mary J. Blige. So I would say out of everyone, she's the one whose career has had the least impact from Dr. Dre because she was already.
No, stop because, and she said this in an interview as well. I was literally reading it today because I was trying to think, had they done anything other than Family Affairs, and they haven't. But it's because she was a big R&B artist. She was in the scene kind of thing. But Family Affair put her as a household name. Everyone knows Blige now.
Oh yeah. No, don't.
She was big, but that was the Dre effect, wasn't it? Just make a song with Dre and you will be in everyone's house, everyone's radio.
She said, about that on, though, because Mary J. Blige
radio
had loads of different songs going
But she wasn't everywhere.
No.
She was just playing on maybe hip hop stations and R&B stations, stuff like that. She was playing on country when she made that song with
Is
Dre.
that the Dre effect, or is that just Mary J. Blige's kind of trajectory? Do you see what I'm trying to say?
That is Dre. Nah, man. That's definitely Dre.
Yeah. No, I'm almost with Kieran where I think that there's no denying that Dre helped deliver her biggest song to date. Right. Even to now you hear that beat, it's just
look at the streaming. Look at the streaming numbers as well. That song is so much more than all the other ones as well.
But then what the reason why I said what I said about her like I said, her career having the least involvement from Dre, or him being the least integral to her, is I'm looking at the charts and things like that now. Her debut album, what's it called? What's the 411 or something like that? Big album. You got 1, 2, 3, at least.
The thing is, though, that's her classic, and it was successful. But I think that's the one that's got longevity as well. So it kind of when she grew massive, it was she's not making great albums now, but this is her best work. And I feel like it's got that back listening because even I did that as well. I was like trying to check out Mary J. Blige music, and I just went back to her first ones.
I think out of all the people you've mentioned before, she's had to lean on him the least. If you see what I'm trying to say.
For sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, she just did one tune and she
definitely.
was out.
Dre took her to a new level in a sense, but it did. I don't think it was like integral, like I say.
I think they should have made more music together, though.
They should have made more music. But you know, he's
100%.
produced some of her latest album stuff. I've not listened to it, but yeah,
Really?
he's on that. Yeah, I've just been checking it out.
I thought Mary J. Blige was more about acting now, to be honest. But
She was really good in that Netflix film.
Mudbound.
oh, you talking about
Mudbound,
Umbrella
yeah.
Academy?
Yeah.
Oh no, okay.
Oh yeah, she's in that as well.
She was sick
Oh,
in
yeah.
that. I was watching. I was
she
like,
was
is that
so-
Mary J. Blige?
She's so good in that one.
Oh, no, that's Mary J. Blige. I don't think that's Mary J. Blige.
Yeah, she's my favorite
Yeah,
character. in that.
Mudbound. She got a Oscar nomination for, right?
She's serious.
Supporting actress.
She's
Theo,
up,
where are
she's
you
up
seeing
there.
Dre's name on this new album? by the
You
way?
know what? It's not. I've
That's
just
cool,
gassed it.
Andre.
Don't worry.
Right,
No,
yeah,
I've gassed it. No,
Jesus.
I've gassed it because I've seen something else. I just saw something where I've gassed it. Maybe
Like
I was looking at 504.
Yeah, man, she didn't do anything with
She's
Dre.
got hella features on that album though. Like 504 in with Mary J. Blige. I don't know what that's sounding like.
It's gonna sound lit though. It's gonna sound crazy. You know what? That 5 Year Foreign song that come out. Yeah, I know we're going a bit off topic here, but whatever. That new one, New York City, please.
That
Wait,
song is incredible.
But Kanye's
It's
verse is shit.
so different.
Kanye said it's the
No, it's
feature of the
not.
year. Kanye's verse
It's
is
not,
trash.
though.
Kanye's verse is trash.
What do you
Easy was a
mean?
better verse, and he said a whole bunch of wild shit in Easy.
What do you mean? That wasn't a bad verse.
Bruh. Anyway, back to the topic. 50 Cent and Kendrick Lamar. 50, it's undeniable that Dr. Dre put him on the map. Undeniable.
100%.
Is it? Hang on a minute. Hang on. No.
Nah,
Is
man,
it
he
more
is-
Eminem or is it Dr. Dre with 50?
Wait,
No,
because
no,
didn't
no,
M introduce?
No, I'm saying Dr. Dre.
I'm saying
man.
Dr. Dre.
In
the
what
club.
sense though? Because
In the club.
Because obviously Dr. Dre had the production impact.
Eminem had the white fans. I'm just gonna be real. Eminem had the white fans.
I know, but
In the club
some
is
of
an
these beats
eternal
are
banger.
iconic, man.
I know.
Like,
In the
but
club.
I'm saying
G Unit as well.
Yeah, G Unit, man. The whole.
no. But what I'm saying, I'm not talking about the
Wait, what we saying?
the production.
What are we saying?
I'm saying if M doesn't bring 50 to Dre, does Dre pick up 50? I don't know. I don't know about
because
that.
No,
No,
but
no,
you
they
always
don't-
need
they
a
don't make
middleman.
sense together.
You always need a middleman.
Yeah.
Suge Knight was Snoop's middleman.
You know what I'm saying? Brokering the deal doesn't make you instrumental to it, if you see what I'm trying to say. But 50 Cent needed in the club.
And 50 Cent needed all the beats that Dre gave him
Oh,
throughout
he
his whole
needed
career. From
everything,
those
man.
3
'Cause-
years that 50 Cent was burning bright.
Like,
Like,
Get Rich and Die Trying is a classic because of
Yeah.
Dre, man. Some of those beats,
even
are,
like later on, like When It Rains, It Pours. Dre produced that as well.
But don't get it twisted. 50 Cent is a serious musician / artist. The Power theme song is a banger. You can't tell me. That song is hard.
Yes, that song is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Say it's a big rich town. Oh,
Banger. 50 Cent, yeah. He has really, out of all the rappers on this list, he has very good beat selection. I'm not talking about Kendrick. Kendrick's not in the conversation yet, but 50 Cent has amazing beat selection.
So far, yeah, 50 Cent's beat selection is just
He picks odd beats that no one else can go over, like 21 Questions, mad. Candy Shop, mad. Like, selection is high. Like, for a rapper,
PIMP, which is just iconic, man. People still bang that
that
out.
was serious.
the thing is though.
What'd you say, Sean?
Sean. Oh wait, what are you saying?
Who produced PIMP?
I don't know.
I need to check that out.
I was gonna
I
literally
know
what
those
Sean was
questions
saying.
he knows the
Heard
answer, or is he
about
asking a
me.
question just because?
They can't get a dollar out of me.
Who's
That's
Dion?
not Dre,
I don't
man.
know who that is.
It's not Dre.
Mr. Porter.
What I was gonna say, link it to Mr.
Some
Porter.
next guy, Duans. I don't know.
Mr.
Some next dude. We don't know that guy.
What Sean said about Eminem is actually interesting because Massacre and Get Rich or Die Trying are both exec produced by Dre, 50, and M. So it's like they were like this trio team. Or even like who's this Shaw Money XL as well? I don't know who that is, but these people, it's interesting, isn't it? Because Dre did give him amazing tunes, big tunes, but like the whole albums are hard. That's the reason why we love 50.
Yeah.
was
Get,
doing,
Get Rich or Die Trying is a classic hip hop album. Yeah, it's a classic street hip hop album. But In the Club is the one that went
All the Dre
off.
ones though, he and If I
Yeah.
Can't as well.
If I can't, it's
look,
just
To be
such a
fair, I'm
sick
going to
beat,
say
man.
Scott Storch. So whatever was going on between Scott Storch, Dre, And you know what I mean? Because Scott Storch was more instrumental in 50's career and a lot more people's career. Like, if we were going to do this whole, Scott Storch has given people more bangers that have blown back then than Dr. Dre has for people on this list, if you see what I'm trying to say. 50 Cent.
I mean, Scott Storch, yeah.
What did
He produced
interesting.
he produced just a little bit, and that is flipping
Candy
bang.
Shop, like.
Jeez,
So I'm
bass on
talking
that.
for 50 specifically. So it's like
50 had a lot of bangers outside of Dre. You know?
yeah, but I'm
Thinking about it now.
saying 50
Yeah, he
does
did.
have to rely on Dre for In the Club. In the Club,
I think at this point as well, let's bear in mind like context. It's good to do this chronologically because Dre's put on Snoop. He's put on a lot of people, to be fair. Let's be real, but he's put on Snoop. He's put on Eminem. He's put on all of NWA. Let's just say as well. And like now, on 50 Cent, it's like whoever he co-signs at this point. It's kind of like when we were at modern days. It's like anyone that Dre co-signs now, we'll be listening to. Yeah, like 50 Cent and getting that Dre co-sign. It made his career straight away, didn't it?
Mm-hmm. There's another name we haven't mentioned. Is the Game, and and that's kind of in a similar way that
Dre's helps the Game
in a similar way that the Eminem's kind of brokered the whole 50 Dre relationship. I guess 50 was similar with the Game and Dre as well. But just to quickly give them his production props with that album with Get Rich. Patiently Waiting. He had credits on Many Men, High All the Time, Poor Little Rich. So he did quite a lot. And as you said, he execed it. He also was, I swear he was doing beats for like the Tupac stuff at the time. And he did Renegade. So M was doing well with the production at that point, I feel like. Yeah. Favorite collabs then?
Wait, we haven't spoken about Kendrick.
Wait, we'll get there.
We'll get to Kendrick.
Well, 50,
we've been doing favorite class throughout.
For me, it has to be If I Can't. I flipping love that.
If I Can't is the one.
I love that song, man. That song is just unbelievable. Oh God, I was like one of the few songs I remember as a kid, like remembering the lyrics for, just because the beat and just everything about it just banged.
Yeah, 50 In the Club is, as we said, is the one that like launched 50 into superstardom and that. But for me, If I Can't I prefer that song. One for me, which kind of links in a few names that we've mentioned, West Side Story, Game.
Oh, man.
And Scott Storch.
50's chorus on that.
Yeah.
Talking about it as well, How We Do. He produced that one as well, right?
Oh, yeah.
How We Do, yeah.
I really like that.
Yeah, he also, what else did he do on that one? He did the intro, Higher, Don't Need Your Love, Start From Scratch.
Dre's production on Game's debut was incredible.
Yeah, it was fire.
Oh, Don't Worry with Mary J. Blige as well.
That's a MJ collab actually.
Oh,
yeah. That's amazing, that one.
Yeah. So I would say 50, maybe, I'm trying to think now. No,
it's hard, isn't it? Because 50's got some hits. It's like Snoop situation, isn't it?
I would still put Snoop as number one, as like Dre being most integral, then Eminem, then 50.
But we're going based off a number of bangers made by Dre for them, and do you see what I'm trying to say?
50 had buzz before Dre though. 50 definitely had buzz before Dre.
Yeah.
He had that mixtape. He had that song. What's that song again? What is it?
For everyone.
Oh man, why's the name gone off my head?
50 was always going to be fairly big, but like
50 had all the right material to be a good rapper. It's not like Eminem. Eminem's from the middle of fucking nowhere. You know what I mean? Like he needed someone to put him on. Snoop's already from LA, so Dre's there. But 50's from New York. He's got the voice. He was about to take Jay-Z's crown as well because Jay-Z retired. Real story, everything. Like it was all ready for 50 to blow. But Dre elevated.
I think Dre go.
Yeah.
Kendrick on the other hand, now. I want to say Kendrick's whole career is dependent on Dr. Dre because he grew up listening to Dr. Dre, was influenced by Dr. Dre, and has been working with Dr. Dre. I remember the first video I saw of Kendrick Lamar was he was in the studio with Dr. Dre, and this is like in 2009 or something, or maybe even 2010. He was in the studio with Dr. Dre. And I was like, who the fuck is this guy with Dr. Dre? And that's
The
what
thing
you're
is as
coming
well,
from,
different angle.
I also hear Dre's exec production on Kendrick's music all the time. Like I'm listening to it, like this sounds too good to just be anybody. Do you know what I mean?
He's leaning on Dre a lot. Like Kendrick, I'm not saying Kendrick is biting off Dre or anything like that, but it's like if you're influenced by somebody or if you look up to somebody, you owe that person your whole career, your whole existence.
So you're coming from the influence angle, which is different. We've not really discussed that about anyone here. So I get you.
None of these people would be influenced by him entirely. Because Kendrick's been listening to Dr. Dre from out the womb. You see what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So it's already, it's locked in. Like all these other people.
But the only person is potentially 50 Cent.
Nah, 50 Cent would have been a teenager when Dr. Dre was starting doing what he's doing.
And he'll be listening to like the East Coast anyway. He'll be brought up like all the old school legends who paved the way.
I feel like they've all been influenced in that way. But Kendrick would be the most, I guess, especially being from Compton. But the thing I'd say on the other side of it though, kind of going back to like direct influence. If you think about Kendrick's music prior to Dre, you know, Dre hadn't heard Kendrick until Ignorance is Bliss. I think that's the song that someone told Dre about. And he was like, I need to meet this kid.
I think that's what signed him even.
Yeah. So Kendrick was already making
world-class
special music.
Yeah.
So I would say from a direct step, like, don't get me wrong. Again, the Dre influence is powerful. The Dre cosign, sorry. But I feel like Kendrick would have had a successful career without him.
Let's talk about this one sector, because compare Kendrick's career to the other TDE artists. Because Dre signed Kendrick on Aftermath. I don't know if the others Aftermath.
No.
Yeah. But the kind of features, the kind of producers Kendrick gets compared to the other TDE artists is different. Like we got DJ Dahi on Good Kid, Mad City. We wouldn't have got like Money Trees if Dre didn't sign him, I don't think.
Yeah, I know what you mean, and I think that no, let's be 100% real, and this isn't disrespect to any of them, but I feel like we all kind of got into people like Schoolboy Q, Absol, J-Rock because we'd heard of Kendrick.
Oh yeah, definitely.
100%.
But at the same time, coming from that camp and the way that they were working and the music they were making, they may not have been as big as they are now, but I still feel like they would have had successful careers without the Dre cosign. Look at someone like
no, I hear that.
Look at someone like Vince Staples or Tyler from LA, who came out similar time in the careers they've had without the Dre cosign. You know, you can't tell me that Kendrick wouldn't have been at least as big as Vince. And I would say Vince is a successful rapper.
Yeah, but here's the thing with Vince and Tyler. They're two completely different types of people. Like, I feel like as much as Tyler might have listened to Dre and all that, it wasn't dissecting Dre the same way he would as he got older. You see what I'm trying to say? That Dr. Dre's music didn't catch Tyler the same way it would have caught Kendrick. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
But what I mean is, but what I mean is that look how successful Tyler is, especially without any real connection to Dr. Dre. I feel like there's always been this kind of thing where like this torch gets passed. So you had Snoop.
You can only get passed to one person, though. You can't pass the torch to multiple people.
There was the famous scene at one of Kendrick's gigs in 2011 where Snoop was on stage, Game, Corrupt, Dre was in the back, and they passed the torch to him. He's crying on stage, all that. So there's always been this kind of like lineage, I guess. There's been people in between, but there's a lineage. And then suddenly, I feel like in that era of Kendrick, you've had people like Tyler, Earl, Vince, Nipsey, Dom Kennedy, the list goes on. So many LA artists. After a period where you kind of had Game, and that was it. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
And so many of these guys have done it without that Dre backing. So what I'm basically saying is that I feel like if Kendrick didn't have that, I feel like he would have kind of went on to do the same thing. I feel like he would have
Kendrick
been
has had multiple cosigns along his path. Like obviously Dre came first, but it's like that Jay-Z "Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe" thing was like, oh, the current most popular best rapper in the world, which is arguably Jay-Z at the time, is rapping and being like, here you go, have the game. And Kendrick ran with it from there. But it's like, what I'm trying to say is, on this list, no Dr. Dre, there would be zero chance of a Kendrick Lamar. Like, zero. Because he wouldn't make music.
Oh, yeah, in that sense, maybe, in that sense. But it's like a domino effect, isn't it? Because you can't talk about Kendrick without mentioning Tupac. You can't talk about Kendrick.
Yeah.
without
You can't mention
mentioning-
Tupac without mentioning Dre.
I started thinking as well that Dre's actually
true.
he's probably the biggest gatekeeper in all of hip hop, because once Dre does that magic touch, gives you a beat, co-signs you, signs you, whatever he does, like the industry just wants to F with you, don't they? Like Jay-Z featured on Kendrick for "Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe." I don't think he would have done that if he wasn't signed to Dre.
Yeah.
True.
No,
I
that
think
wouldn't
that-
happen.
I
Yeah,
agree with you.
exactly.
I agree
It's
with you.
it's that gatekeeper effect, and it's like it even worked with Mary J. Blige, where it's like he did that thing with her, and look at the leagues it opened. Like it just went everywhere.
I totally agree. I think that it definitely, in terms of like front-facing actual artists, like you know, I know there's people behind the scenes that are obviously very powerful and influential, but in terms of like people that we know, that we see, that make music, Dre, I would agree with you, is the number one, because it's not just like it's beyond LA. We're seeing artists from different places, but also artists from different genres as well. Like look, like you say, Mary J. Blige, Anderson .Paak, so influential on so many people. It's amazing, really, man. It is amazing. So, who would we say has been the most reliant upon the input of Dre? I think
We really ranked it, though.
Yeah, but I think let's just like.
It's definitely Snoop. Snoop is number one.
Snoop.
Yeah,
Like,
I think direct input
Yeah.
and sort of involvement, Snoop. But
oh
I
wait,
think
actually, wait, no.
Sam
I
raised
remember
it.
the Neptunes thing as well.
No,
Oh,
but Sam
no.
raised a point that I hadn't even considered when I was thinking about it, which was the kind of the indirect influence, like
Influence,
growing up,
yeah.
listening to the music. And I agree. I think that out of all of them, you have to maybe put Kendrick at the top of that list, like other end of the spectrum.
Mhm.
I think. Yeah.
It's like a Drake to a Kanye. You know, he opened the door.
That's true.
Yeah.
Dr. Dre was
Yeah,
doing what he was
that's-
doing.
that's
He
very
was
true.
making bangers, absolute bangers that are ringing off. And this guy's your local MC. You're gonna champion him in your chest, and you're gonna want to be like him, if not bigger. Even though Dr. Dre's a producer, he was rap. You know what I mean? He's not a rapper, but he is hip hop. That's what Dre is. He's working with the big artists. He's got big raps. He's got big songs. It's for me, it's undeniable. Like out of everybody performing at the Super Bowl, Kendrick was the most excited to be there out of everybody. Even though in
without
the
a
future,
shadow of a doubt.
He was in the moment,
in the future,
Yeah.
I can see Kendrick doing his own Super Bowl performance. Why not?
100%.
Yeah, easily. Kendrick's been big enough to do it. If he
He's
ever
ready
goes
now.
back in LA again, oh Jesus, he's all over that, man.
Yeah,
I don't want him to rush there though, because I feel like
No,
he
doesn't
can get
need to
better
rush
and
it.
better.
Yeah,
And then-
100%. We need this new album.
what's this bit about? Which artist has had the best career? All aspects considered: sales numbers, critical acclaim, and cultural impact. Because
Just trying to see.
because-
See,
but-
you know.
well,
This is just like geeky hip hop.
I think the easiest answer is
Base.
Eminem. You have to say
Yeah, I was
it's
about
Eminem.
to say it's Eminem.
As much as I
Yeah.
hate to
all
say it,
aspects though.
all aspects
aspects.
of
Critical
Eminem.
acclaim.
It is
Eminem's
Eminem.
not actually critically acclaimed. I think it's only Marshall Mathers that is in like hindsight critically acclaimed.
What?
Nah,
Seriously?
No. I'm
I
not-
would
I'm not
Definitely.
having that.
The other
No,
albums
I'm-
aren't critically acclaimed.
As somebody
would
who
say-
hates
What?
Eminem now, or up until the last song he dropped with Dre, I'm sorry. Out of those criteria, sales, numbers, critical acclaim, and cultural impact, it's Eminem. It literally is Eminem. On this
Eminem
list.
had so
I
much
agree.
cultural impact. Yeah.
I agree with Sam, because I'm just going to quickly move Kendrick to the side, just quickly, and then Mary J. Blige. Like I think, as we've discussed, Dre's probably had the least impact on her overall career, so I'm gonna leave her out. But if you look at Snoop, Eminem, 50 Cent, none of them are really critically acclaimed. Do you get what I mean?
But everyone knows who
And
they are, though,
whilst-
for different reasons.
While Snoop is extensive, like the amount of albums he's released,
Yeah.
I think that.
He's had
I would
cultural
maybe go
impact as well.
Eminem
I know
is
Snoop
best
is the
known.
one that's a debate. It's between Snoop and M.
No, hear this
Snoop
one.
and
Eminem is best known solely for being a rapper. He doesn't do much else outside of rapping. Snoop Dogg is like a personality now.
Yeah,
he's a
he's
thing. Snoop Dogg is like
everything, yeah.
is an entity.
Just eat.
50 Cent, the new generation knows about
Power.
50 because of power.
Oh, it's his
You
businessman.
see
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
exactly.
Everyone knows Eminem for rap. That's it.
That's very true.
That's
Yeah.
all
It's
he
still
does.
music.
So yeah,
But
I'm with Sam.
potential-
I'd put Eminem.
Go on.
Yeah, but this is where it comes
Yeah.
back to Kendrick is. Yeah, you're with me, because this is where it comes back to Kendrick, and I feel like there's only been 3 studio or major label albums compared to like Eminem, who's got how many? 10,
Yeah, but we
11.
don't
Snoop's
count
on
all
like
those, man.
20.
Yeah.
I don't count those.
I think if it was solely on like artistry and critical acclaim, you probably even give it to Kendrick at this stage. I think we maybe need to see what the next album or two is
Sales
saying.
and numbers though is a problem because Snoop's days,
Sales
people
are
were
different.
buying cassettes.
That's
They were
what I'm
buying
saying.
cassettes, not even CDs.
People were buying physicals.
Like
Yeah, so
cassettes.
Doggy Style was huge, you know. When you look at the numbers for that, flipping.
And
You know what's funny?
obviously with M, it's CDs as well. So
Well, I'm saying
Yeah.
back in those days, you can't even account for people ripping your CD, people copy. There's
Yeah,
people
exactly.
that heard and listened to your music that never bought it. At least nowadays, streaming, YouTube, you can get a real accurate picture of who has heard your music, how many people that is. With Snoop and Eminem and arguably 50 Cent, those numbers are wrong by like 4 or 5 fold because of the Napster era and all LimeWire and all that. Those numbers are low because I know I was listening to that music. I did not pay for a single cent.
their
of
music
that
got stolen.
Yeah, I
It's
know.
disgusting.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
Hang on,
I mean,
wait,
50 cents. Yeah,
I was going to say, are you saying that 50 cents numbers aren't accurate?
Yeah, they're
50
not.
cents
Yeah,
numbers
they're
are mad.
not.
50
Right.
cents
Yeah,
numbers
you're
are
right.
mad, but they're not
So-
right. They're not right.
Because I agree with you. But imagine he sold over 1 million on the Massacre first week.
It's crazy.
yeah.
But is that
insane.
label pump and dump
That's
numbers? But is that
insane.
label because you know labels but like will buy a certain amount of the albums to boost the numbers, yeah? So let's take all that bullshit aside and then think about the world we're living in right now. Kendrick Lamar has the potential to surpass all of these artists because arguably at his core he's just better.
Yeah.
Yeah,
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 No,
he
this
is.
is what I'm saying. As
He
well, yeah.
is
I
definitely.
think because Eminem has got what, 10 years on Kendrick in the game. Snoop's got almost 20. I feel like Kendrick maybe needs at least another 5. Let's see how the next album or two does. But I would put good money on Kendrick continuing to deliver.
For critical
Continuing
acclaim
to
and
rise.
cultural
I'm going to say a
impact.
controversial thing,
Oh.
right? Because they're American artists
What's
and
it?
it is America in it. Kendrick might not surpass Eminem's sales ever because he's not white.
I mean,
It's a good
there is
point.
that. There is,
Yeah.
no, there is that.
Yeah.
That is a real accurate
Yeah.
point.
It's
Eminem-
the thing
do you
in
know what?
America. It's not a problem in this country, really, as much as in America. But like, I think,
No.
honestly,
And
I don't
also,
know if our
if you think
generation's
about
like that
Eminem-
though. But the thing is with Eminem, he was actually good, like a respectable rapper, and he was white. Do you see what I'm trying to add to the and? Nowadays, I don't think your race is that important because it's like doesn't matter. It's not even an exciting thing that there's white rappers anymore. But I think the problem Kendrick Lamar will have is the fact that his music is very politically charged, and that will make some people because not everyone's interested in that message. You know?
This is a bit of a weird, wild question.
Oh dear.
Just thinking about it, but I'm going to ask it anyway.
Oh shit.
Kind of twofold. One, do you think Dr. Dre would have signed Eminem if he wasn't white?
That's a tough question, man. I'm
I'm not trying to discredit Eminem or anything like that. I'm just saying, like, because if I think about the music, especially the first album and the lyrical content, do you think a black artist would have done as well or lasted as long with that kind of content?
Yeah, but that's the thing, though. This is digging into deeper territory than I think I even realized it would. Yeah, but it's like black rappers can say the N-word and say all these horrible things about shooting up people, stabbing them. Eminem's thing was completely different to that. He wasn't like, I'm hard, I'm street, I'm gangster. He's like, I'm a fucked up guy from a trailer park. Do you see what I'm trying to say?
Horrible.
Yeah, so
horrible.
it was actually different. But the problem is, the black experience is what hip hop is, right? The general gist of it. There's a whole side of people that are living Eminem's experiences, probably still to this day. Do you see what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So maybe Dre saw that and was like, "Oh, people need to hear this," and he's good. Do you see what I'm trying to say? So I don't think it's the fact he was white. Why he grabbed? I think it's because it's a different story, and a different perspective. And I think Dre is smart enough to understand that there's a market out there that would love to hear that in rap, as opposed to just like, "I'm gonna shoot a man in his face."
And I think the other person we have to credit as well with Dre's sort of decision making and business ventures and all that is Jimmy Iovine. I think that's a relationship.
Jimmy is
lasted
that
a long
secret
time.
mastermind.
Yeah, I can see like Dre obviously he's a genius, and I think like you say, I reckon he spotted something with Eminem. I reckon Jimmy Iovine, was integral in like, let's go for this.
Who's
guy.
the first person that
Maybe, I
funded
don't
Dr. Dre's label? Who was that?
After
Yeah.
Aftermath?
Yeah,
I'm sure it was him. I'm sure he was involved.
yeah. 'cause
Interscope, wasn't it? Jimmy.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Because
I'm sure
I'm
he
just
was
trying to figure out
involved.
because obviously a lot of these artists they're in the position they are because somebody in the labels gave them a little bread and was like, "Yo, do your thing over there. We don't even care if you mention us." But yeah, it's just a random talking point. But let's get on to that last bit. What's next?
Yeah, I mean, does this feel like a new era, or do we think this is a one-off and Dre's going to go relatively quiet again? Do we feel like we're going to get something?
I don't know. I feel like he could. It was such a moment at the halftime, and that and that
he's so hungry on that whole EP.
Yeah, that EP was just sounded different. It sounded like he's gonna drop something. Like it's like he's giving us a taster to be like, oh, you might have forgot about me, but I'm still coming in on with this hard production and these hard songs, and
it'll never
this is just a little taste.
Yeah, it's one of those things
he's been doing it for 3 decades now, and he's still going.
But I'm saying, is it one of those things now where the money in music for him is not attractive because he's on this business level plays type stuff? Let's be honest, those songs that came out for the GTA thing is a money play. And I think Dr. Dre has crossed over into that side of business where, as much as he loves to make music and it'd be great to buy an album, you can't just put out an album, it sells, and you don't tour it. He's an older man now. Like, putting out an album is actually like a chore to him more than it is a benefit. You see what I'm trying to say? I think he's trying to have like a nice end to his career.
Because he only put out Compton because of the film. Straight out of Compton.
You see what I'm trying to say? There's reasons why he's dropping this amazing music that sits separate from what it is. Like, I'm never going to play GTA and hear those songs in context, but I've heard them and they bang. And I think he's trying to end his career on a very, very undisputable high. And the Super Bowl performance, the GTA thing, and maybe a couple other trickles here and there. And I think he's done.
The thing is, though, I think he's got an album. Like, I think he's got an album that he can release at any point.
What if that comes out when he dies? What if that's what the detox is? Is like when
he's gonna have posthumous music. Why are we talking about his death, man? No,
but it's what we're asking. It's what we're asking. No, but I'm saying it's what we're asking. What next? I don't see him in his lifetime wanting to give us music for no reason, just for the sake of me. He's not in the same boat as Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar drops music.
He's too much of a perfectionist, isn't it?
Perfectionist. There has to be a reason to it, is what I'm clocking from all what he's dropped recently.
I think if he didn't drop that whole post about this Casablanca album or something like that, I would say, I would guess we're probably not going to hear much from him. But I feel like just with, like you said, that we've got the Super Bowl, there's the GTA thing, there's like I said, he's spoke about this potential album. We're hearing that apparently him and Jimmy Iovine are producing some Marvin Gaye biopic as well. There's a lot of things going on. Perhaps a bit like the Straight Outta Compton film, an album, a project is going to coincide with that, maybe. But other than that, I can't see him. Making a load of beats for people. I can't see him featuring on loads of songs. I think
it's wishful thinking. Album, but I wish that more artists, the big ones, for the sake of conversation, Drake is the biggest artist out right now. He has the most access to money, right? Why does he not just fork out however many millions, hundreds of millions it is, and get a Dre produced album? Because it's clear there's money. Money is what motivates him. Get that from him. Because
people need to get Dre to produce more for themselves.
That's what I'm saying. Just pay the money.
If you got a Dre produced album, man, that is the one. Like I said, I want Anderson .Paak and Dre.
That's what I'm saying. Any label
that is so needed.
Any label is willing to foot that bill because they know they're making that return tenfold because it's gonna bang.
I feel like Drake. Well, no, look, Drake don't need anything, but I think if Drake ever got that desire again to gain that respect in the hip hop world, like we've spoken about this.
What do you mean gain? He's never lost it. That's the problem with Drake.
No.
Dre's never.
We've had the,
Does he ever have it?
No. But we've had to talk about how.
Are you talking about Drake or Dre? I've missed it.
Drizzy.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, God. He's never getting respect in this
Champagne
game.
puppy.
But you
know what we said about
too sexy for this cash. Oh, yeah, that's a banger, though.
But you know how we said about up until the Meek Mill thing, there was, especially with Nothing Was the Same, there was this Drake was definitely passionate about the raps and he wanted that respect because he'd always had the memes and the jokes and this and that about the singing and the softness. And we kind of think he's lost that since the whole Quentin Miller ghostwriting thing and all that. If Drake one day went, do you know what? I want to get back into this. I want to be respected as a rapper again, and really sort of there was that hunger again. I feel like someone like a Dr. Dre would be perfect to work with. Still keep 40 and Boy Wonder and all that around you because that's your, that's your foundation. But imagine like Dre came in. I feel like that would ignite Drake. That would like, spark something in him.
Because listen to the beats on that EP. Imagine Drake on that Falling Up. Drake on Falling Up would be amazing.
Because who else could do it as well? Because I know like I know Drake and Kanye reconciled and all that stuff, but realistically, I don't think anything.
Kanye's in a different journey. Like, let's put Kanye
toxic.
aside.
Let's be real. It'd be so toxic.
Kanye's in a new cloud.
I'm just talking musically. Kanye is going over there, and he's going to a place where no one can really fuck with him. Yeah, he needs Mike Dean around him. He needs whoever else around him. Dr. Dre doesn't fit into that equation well. Like, Dre makes banging beats. Kanye makes fucking artistic tapestries of music. So I don't see them two going together. But a Drake album produced by Dre, I'm telling you now, that album would sell more than you could imagine.
If you're reading this, it's Too Late Too, produced by Dre.
Don't even guess something like that, because that would be something else, man.
I'm talking about he doesn't even let 40 in the room ever to hear that album till it comes out, because 40 will do some stupid shit that will make it not what it's meant to be. He has to just trust Dre. That being said, a Kanye produced Drake album, same result would happen.
Do you think? I don't know, man.
Kanye's production.
I think it would be toxic.
Kanye's production is a different level of production.
I can see Kanye West deliberately making it shit just to fuck with Drake.
There'll be one moment where he's just like fucks it all up.
And the thing is, Drake can produce
Drake on the.
Drake can produce an album without requesting a verse on it. Kanye is very big-headed and will be like, I need to be on this album. You know what I'm saying? Even look at 5 Years album. He said he's producing it. He's there doing the verse. But back to Dre. Let's kind of try and wrap this bit up. But Dre, for me, I see Dre's future being money plays. Like, he's not making music for the sport.
I hear that.
Of making music anymore.
He's established so much. You know what I mean? Like, I think Rolling Stone put him as the top hip-hop artist of all time.
Of course.
On their list of best artists.
You can't debate that. Who else are you going to put there? You can't.
Because look at his discography. It's just crazy when you consider all the stuff he's produced. Hey, this is Kieran, and thanks for listening. Shout out to my Indian people. I see you. Don't leave without hitting the link in the podcast notes to join our Discord server, where the discourse of our episodes continues. We've got curated playlists and more for you to check out there. Namaskar.